The girl in the dust. The ground was dry. Broken metal and ash covered the land. A crashed alien ship lay silent in the middle of the battlefield. Smoke still rose from its side. Nothing moved. The war had passed through this place. And it had left everything dead. A small team of human soldiers walked across the dirt. They wore helmets and armor, their boots heavy on the ground. They had orders to check for survivors, but they didn't expect to find any. "Nothing here," one of them said. "Just wreckage." Another soldier, younger than the rest, pointed. "Wait. Someone's lying there." They all turned. In the middle of the dust, near a piece of twisted metal, a figure lay still. It was small, thin arms, silver skin, glowing marks along the side of the face. It was a girl, an alien girl, barely breathing. The leader of the team looked at her with cold eyes. "She's one of them. Leave her. We don't help their kind." Some of the soldiers nodded and turned away. But one man stayed behind. His name was Cole. He was quiet, older than the others. He looked down at the alien girl. Her face was bruised. Her lips were cracked. Her chest moved very slowly, like she was close to death. Cole stepped closer. "Don't," the leader warned. "We're not here to play hero. Let her die." But Cole didn't move back. He dropped to one knee beside her. She opened her eyes, just a little. They were pale and glowing like soft light underwater. Her lips trembled, but she said nothing. Cole didn't speak either. He simply reached out and took her hand. The other soldiers watched in silence. "You've lost your mind," one of them muttered. "She could kill you." Cole looked down at her. "She's just a girl." They didn't wait for him. The rest of the team moved on, walking back toward the shuttle. They left Cole there, alone with the alien girl. He opened his pack. He pulled out water and a blanket. She didn't respond at first, but when the water touched her lips, she tried to drink. Slowly, weakly, easy. Cole said, "You're safe now." She blinked once. A tear rolled down her cheek, not because of pain, but because of surprise. No one had ever called her safe before. That night, Cole set up a small camp. Just enough heat to keep her warm. He stayed close, keeping watch. She didn't sleep. She just stared at him silently. Her body was still weak, but the glowing marks on her arms had begun to shine brighter. Cole didn't understand what that meant, but it didn't scare him. As the stars came out, Cole spoke softly. "They told me you're the enemy, but I don't see an enemy. I see someone left behind." She didn't reply. Hours passed. Suddenly, her lips moved. Cole turned. "Did you say something?" She sat up slightly, her voice very soft. "They left me because they were afraid." "Afraid of what?" Cole asked. She looked at him. Her eyes shimmered like glass. "Of what I might become." Cole frowned. "What do you mean?" The girl didn't answer. Instead, she whispered something else, words that made the hair on the back of Cole's neck rise. "They're coming." "Who?" Cole asked quickly. "The ones who want me dead. The ones who fear me the most." She looked up at him. Her voice broke. "And now, they will kill you too." Hunted in the dark, the forest was quiet. Too quiet. Cole walked slowly, carrying the alien girl in his arms. Her name was still unknown to him, but she had whispered a warning the night before. "They're coming." He didn't sleep after that. The sky above them was dark, not from clouds, but from something else. The moon was hidden. The air felt wrong, like it was being watched by 1,000 silent eyes. Every tree they passed looked the same. Twisted, burnt at the edges. The war had left deep scars across the land, but now something worse was moving through it. The girl in Cole's arms opened her eyes. "Put me down," she whispered. Cole glanced at her. "You're not strong enough to walk." "They will find us faster if you carry me," she said. My blood. It glows when I'm afraid. Cole stopped. He looked down. Her arms were glowing. Soft light pulsed under her skin, like veins made of stars. He set her down gently and she leaned against a tree, breathing hard. "We need to hide," she said, "before the hunters arrive." Cole had never heard of alien hunters. Not like this. Not ones that could track light. Not ones that came after their own. "Who are they?" he asked. "They are shadows," she replied. "They don't speak. They don't bleed. They were made only to erase." "Erase what?" "Me." A branch snapped somewhere behind them. Cole pulled his rifle from his back. "Stay behind me," he said quietly. The girl didn't argue. He moved slowly, eyes sharp. The forest had gone colder in just minutes. Fog rolled across the ground, but it wasn't natural fog. It moved too fast. It curled around trees and swallowed sound. Then he saw it. Not a creature, not a soldier. A shape, tall, thin, with no face. It floated above the ground. Its body was made of black metal, but its limbs shifted like smoke. No light touched it. Even the stars above seemed to dim near it. Cole raised his weapon. The thing tilted its head. Then it rushed forward. Cole fired. The bullets passed through it like it was made of air. It didn't even slow down. "Run!" Cole shouted. He turned and grabbed the girl's hand. She was already glowing brighter. Panic was rising in her. Her fear was like fire in her veins. They ran through the trees. The thing followed silently. It didn't make noise. It didn't scream. It didn't breathe. It just followed. Cole tripped, rolled, pulled the girl up with him. Branches slapped against their faces. Blood ran down his arm from where the rifle had snapped. They found a cave. Small. Hidden. Cold. They crawled inside and held their breath. The thing stopped outside. Its long head turned slowly as if smelling the air. The girl reached out. Her glowing hand touched the cave wall. The stone shimmered, then cracked. Symbols appeared. Not human. Not alien. Something older. The hunter paused. Then it vanished. Just like that. Cole stared. "What was that?" he asked. The girl looked at the glowing wall. "It cannot enter this place. This is a place of the ancients. It was hidden. For me." "Who are you?" Cole whispered. She looked at him. This time she answered. "My name is Sira." He nodded slowly. "I'm Cole." Sira looked down. "I was not supposed to survive the crash. They left me to die before I could awaken." "Awaken?" She nodded. "My blood carries something old, something the others tried to erase. My people called it the deep memory. It remembers things from before stars were born. The others were afraid I'd unlock it." Cole sat back, breathing hard. Sira looked at him again. "They will not stop. They will burn everything to reach me." Cole shook his head. "Let them come. They will kill you." He smiled even with the blood on his face. "Then they'll learn what humans do when someone's left behind." Whispers of her blood. The cave was silent, but it was not empty. Cole stood near the entrance, watching the shadows outside. Hunter was gone, but the fear it left behind still hung in the air like smoke. Deep inside the cave, Sira sat near the glowing wall. The ancient symbols moved slowly as if alive, shifting into shapes and words no one had spoken in 1,000 years. Cole walked toward her. "You said this place is old," he said. Sira nodded. "It remembers." "Remembers what?" She didn't answer. Instead, she touched the stone again. This time, the glow spread across the walls. More symbols appeared. The cave began to hum. Cole felt it in his bones, like a deep voice whispering just below hearing. Not words, but something else. Something older than language. Sira looked at him. "My people were not born. We were made." Cole frowned. "Made by who?" She touched her chest. By the stars themselves, or something older. We don't know. Only the memory knows. She stood up slowly. Her body was still weak, but her voice was steady. My blood holds pieces of that memory. Pieces of a time before war, before empires, before fear. Cole looked around. The symbols on the walls were now moving like water, showing images, giant beings made of light, floating cities, planets covered in vines and fire. These things, Cole said, they're real? They were, Sira said, and they were wiped away. By something so terrible even memory hides from it. The images shifted. A shape appeared, huge, black, covered in chains of flame. It had no face, only a hole, where light died. Cole stepped back. What is that? That, Sira said softly, was the first destroyer. It came from the edge of nothing, and when it arrived, even stars screamed. The image vanished. Cole looked at her. Why are you showing me this? Sira walked closer to him. Her eyes were glowing brighter now. Because it's coming back. How do you know? She pointed to her arms. The glowing marks were changing, turning into ancient letters. These marks are warnings. When they appear, it means the deep memory has been touched. Something old is waking. Cole was silent for a long moment. Why are they after you? He finally asked. Sira looked down. Because I was born with more memory than any before me. The elders feared I would awaken the truth. They feared I would learn that the destroyer was never truly gone. It was only waiting. Cole sat down. He ran a hand through his hair. This was too big, too strange. But then he looked at Sira, and he remembered the way she cried when he gave her water, the way she tried to protect him in the forest, the way her voice broke when she said, "They will kill you too." She wasn't a monster. She was a girl holding the weight of an entire galaxy in her chest. So what now? He asked. Sira stepped forward. Her hands were shaking. We go to the ruins. The oldest ones. The place where the first memory was kept. Where is it? Deep, under the scorched land. They built a vault there. To keep the truth locked away forever. Cole stood up. Then we'll go together. She blinked. You still want to help me? Even now? You're not the threat, Cole said. You're the key. The next morning, they left the cave. The hunter was gone, but something else had arrived. Strange machines floated above the forest, dark, round, quiet. They didn't chase. They just watched. Sira froze. They're not from my people, she whispered. They're listeners. What do they want? To record. To observe. They watch from the edge of fear. When something powerful stirs, they appear. How long have they been watching? Since I was born, Sira said. Cole looked at one of the machines. Its single red eye blinked. He raised his rifle. Don't, Sira said. They don't attack. They only warn others. Warn. Who? Before she could answer, a sharp voice came through Cole's radio. Unit Cole, report your location. He grabbed the radio. This is Cole. I've got a survivor. Repeat. I've got... The voice cut him off. Do not move. You are now considered infected by proximity. Extraction teams will arrive. Do not resist. Cole stared at the radio. They're coming for me now, he said quietly. Sira touched his arm. You're not infected, she said. You're changing. The memory touched you too. He looked at her. Then we better run before they erase me. The signal. The ground shook. Not from footsteps. Not from ships. It was deeper than that. Like the planet itself had taken a slow breath. Cole and Sira ran across the plains, shadows chasing their backs. Above them, the watchers floated in silence. Red eyes blinking, always blinking. They didn't attack, but their presence filled the air with dread, like a warning no one could hear. How far is the vault? Cole asked. Beneath the Black Hills, Sira replied. 2 days' walk. Maybe less if we avoid the patrols. Cole looked up. Smoke trailed through the sky. Not clouds, not weather. It was a trail from something burning. Maybe a ship. Maybe something worse. You think your people are still looking for you? Sira didn't answer. Instead, her eyes turned to the sky. A low hum started to rise. It wasn't from the machines. It was coming from everywhere. The air buzzed. Even the grass began to vibrate. Cole touched his ear. His comm link crackled. Static. Then a voice. This is Earth Command to all units. Repeat, do not respond to signals from the surface. We are under planetary quarantine. Unknown signal has spread. If you are reading this, stay away from Sector 11. The message. Cut off. Cole froze. They shut down the planet, he whispered. They're sealing us in. Sira sat on the ground. Her hands were pressed into the soil. The marks on her skin were glowing bright blue now. Not soft like before. Burning. Alive. The signal is awake, she said. Cole stared at her. What signal? She looked up at him. The first voice. The thing the ancients tried to bury. It's leaking out. Leaking from what? From me. The next night, they reached the hills. But the hills were no longer hills. They had cracked. Open. Deep lines cut through the land like giant claws had torn the world apart. Black smoke rose from the fissures. Strange lights flickered below. This place was sealed, Sira said. It's not supposed to open until the last memory breaks. Cole looked around. What does that mean? It means someone or something already broke it. They climbed down into the crack. The deeper they went, the colder it got. Not the kind of cold that chills the skin. This cold sank into the bones. The silence down there wasn't natural. It was heavy, thick. Then they saw it. The vault. A door the size of a mountain made of metal and stone and something that shimmered like glass. Symbols floated above it. Not carved. Floating. Pulsing. Like they were alive. Sira touched the door. It opened. No sound. No warning. Just a breath of warm air and a whisper. Cole froze. Did you hear that? He asked. Sira nodded. Her face was pale. It spoke your name. What? It remembers you now. Inside the vault was a long hallway, covered in ancient light. The walls told stories. Pictures of beings made of fire. Cities floating. In clouds, wars that tore suns apart. But then, the story changed. Dark shapes. A giant shadow with no eyes. Planets burning. Stars swallowed. This is the destroyer, Sira said. This is what the galaxy fears. Cole looked at the end of the hall. A tall structure stood there, like a throne made of bone and crystal. What's that? The signal's core, she replied. It's alive, and it's listening. As they approached, the floor lit up under their feet. Cole stepped closer, and the throne pulsed. His vision blurred. Suddenly, he wasn't in the vault anymore. He was standing in space. Earth was in front of him. But it was broken. Its oceans, gone. Its sky torn apart. And above it floated the destroyer. Not a creature, not a ship. A shape that made his mind scream. It looked like everything and nothing. Like it was made of fear, and it whispered his name again. Cole. Then the vision shattered. He fell to his knees. What was that? He gasped. Sira knelt beside him. You've been marked, she said. Now the destroyer knows you. What? Does it want? Not you, Sira said slowly. It wants your kind. The surface shook again. Outside the vault, the watchers were gone. In their place, a massive ship appeared in the sky. Silent, black, not alien, not human. Something else. Cole stared at it. Who built that? Sira looked up. Her face was filled with fear. That's not a ship, she said. It's a tomb, a flying tomb. And inside it is the first memory that was never supposed to wake. Cole's radio crackled again. A voice spoke. But it was not human. Not words. Just one long sound. like screaming, from something too big to understand. The man who wouldn't run, the black sky groaned. Cole stood at the mouth of the vault, staring up at the floating tomb. It blocked out the stars. No lights flashed on it. No engines burned. It moved without sound, without heat, like death itself had taken form. Behind him, Sierra's voice shook. "That is not a ship made by hands," she said. "It was built from memory, from fear. The last time it moved, 10 worlds vanished." Cole didn't blink. His hand rested on his rifle, though he knew it would be useless. "And now it comes for you," Sierra whispered. "No," Cole said quietly. "It comes for us." They moved through the canyon below as the ground trembled. Strange machines scuttled through the rocks, spider-shaped, blind, yet always aware. They didn't attack. They only watched. Cole felt like every step was being judged by something far beyond him. By the time they reached the outer ridge, a message buzzed through Cole's emergency comms. Not a human voice. An alien one. Cold. Precise. Human unit. Cole. You have been seen. You carry contamination. Surrender the anomaly and we will allow your body to be preserved. Cole raised the comm. What if I don't? The voice didn't hesitate. Then you will be erased. Your kind will remember you as ash. Sierra pulled the comm from his hand and crushed it. They won't negotiate, she said. They're afraid of what I might unlock next. They fear what happens if someone protects me instead of fearing me. Before night fell, ships began to arrive. Human ships. They landed far across the plains, dozens of them. Cole saw soldiers moving in formation, walkers, drones, war machines rolling across the broken earth. They're here for you too? He asked. Sierra shook her head. No, they're here for you. Cole's chest tightened. Why? Because you didn't run, she said. Because you stood beside me. Now the memory inside me has touched you. They think you might carry the spark now. Spark of what? Of remembrance, she said softly. Of what came before stars. As night fell, both armies approached. On one side, black machines and alien hunters, creatures of silence and erasure. On the other, humans in metal, weapons glowing, orders tight. Cole and Sierra stood between them, alone. A voice shouted through loudspeakers. This is Commander Ellen Rain of the Earth Defense Corps. Unit Cole. Step away from the anomaly. This is your last chance. Cole said nothing. Sierra whispered, You don't have to stay. But Cole stepped forward. He raised both, hands not in surrender but in defiance. I won't hand her over, he called out. Not to you. Not to them. The commander's voice returned, cold as steel. Then you've chosen death. Behind Cole, Sierra began to glow, no longer blue. This light was golden, bright like fire from heaven. Her body rose a few inches off. The ground, the earth beneath her cracked. Cole looked back. What are you doing? They won't stop, she said. They only understand fear. Then give it to them. Sierra raised her hands. The sky split, not with thunder, not with flame, with silence. A wave of silence spread outward, and with it, everything stopped. Ships froze in place. Drones crashed to the ground. Weapons shut down. Humans dropped to their knees, clutching their heads. The alien machines screamed without sound. Their lights turned black. Then, one by one, they shattered. Cole stepped toward her. Enough, he said. Sierra was glowing like a sun. They'll kill you if you keep going. She turned to him, eyes glowing gold, face full of pain. I'm not afraid of dying, she said. I'm afraid of losing you. Cole reached her. He touched her hand. The light dimmed, and then everything fell silent again. No one moved. Not human. Not alien. In that quiet moment, a new voice spoke. Not from the machines. Not from the sky. From deep Within Sira. A voice that echoed inside every mind on the field. It said only one thing. He is the key. Everyone looked at Cole. The humans. The aliens. Even the machines that didn't bleed or think. Cole stepped back. What did it mean? He asked. Sira looked at him like she was seeing him for the first time. I don't know, she said. But her voice trembled. But it wasn't my memory that spoke. Minutes later, Sira collapsed. Her body was shaking. Smoke curled off her skin. Cole caught her before she hit the ground. The soldiers were moving in again. Cole stood, holding her close. She's not your enemy, he shouted. The commander raised her rifle. She's not the one we're worried about anymore, she said. You are. Truth beneath the ashes. The wind had stopped. Not slowed. Stopped. The leaves didn't move. Dust didn't rise. Even the stars above felt frozen, like the sky itself was holding its breath. Cole knelt on the cracked ground, holding Sira in his arms. Her glow had faded. Her body was cold. Not dead, but drifting, as if her mind had slipped into a place no one else could reach. Behind them, soldiers surrounded the ridge. Alien machines stood still, their red eyes dim. No one moved. No one spoke. The words still echoed in their minds. He is the key. Cole looked around. Everyone was staring at him. His voice came out rough. What does that mean? Commander Ellen stepped forward. You're coming with us. No, Cole said. Not until you help her. She's not our concern anymore. The commander replied. You are. They brought him to a secure outpost, high walls, dark steel, scanners humming with soft energy. Sira remained unconscious, placed in a glass chamber filled with healing mist. But her marks, they were changing again. Not glowing, now, but burning, like they were fighting something inside her. Cole sat alone in a room filled with silence. Then the door opened. A figure stepped in, not a soldier, not a doctor, an old man in a black robe. Do you know why you're here? The man asked. Cole stayed quiet. The man walked slowly, hands behind his back. There are records, old ones, hidden beneath our deepest stations, records of a species that was not from this galaxy, one that was never meant to wake again. Cole frowned. What species? The man turned. Yours. Cole blinked. Humans? You think you were born on Earth, the man said. But Earth was a prison, a sealed world, a cage built for something terrible. Cole stood up. What are you saying? You are not a key to her memory, the man said. You are a memory. You carry something buried inside. An echo of the first war. The real war. Before stars. Before names. The room shook slightly. Faint lights flickered. The man continued. When Sira awakened, the signal reached you, because you were the only one who could hear it. Why me? Cole asked, his voice low. Because you are the last echo of what the destroyer used to be. Cole felt like the floor had vanished under his feet. No, that can't be true. It is not your fault, the man said. You were not meant to awaken. They ran more tests. Machines scanned his blood, his brain, his memories, and what they found changed everything. Cole had no childhood records before the age of 10. No medical scans, no early DNA logs. Even his name, Cole, was an assigned label, not a birth name. He had never questioned it, until now. Sira finally woke. Her voice was weak. Her hands trembled. Cole. He rushed. To her side, I'm here. Her eyes opened fully. For a moment, they were not glowing. They were human, brown, soft. You heard the voice, she whispered. Yes. And it spoke through you. Cole nodded slowly. I don't know what I am. Sira touched his face. You're the reason. They're all afraid. He pulled away. Then maybe I shouldn't be near anyone. No, she said. That's what they want. To separate us. To make us weapons again. The next night, the Earth Command Council sent a message. They wanted Cole transferred to a secure orbital station for containment. "You're dangerous," they said. "We must understand you." Cole looked at Sira. "We're not going to that station, are we?" She shook her head. "No." "Then where?" "To the place where it all began," she said. "To the center of the memory." "Where is that?" She pointed to the stars. "It's not on this planet. They escaped that night. Machines tried to stop them. Soldiers tried to reason. But nothing could match the storm that moved with Sira and the fire that now burned in Cole's blood. They took a hidden shuttle, flew into orbit. And there, waiting in the darkness, was something neither had ever seen. A ship, ancient, black, bigger than anything built in the last 1,000 years. It looked like a cathedral built from broken moons. Its lights blinked in patterns that hurt the eyes. Cole looked at it. "What is that?" Sira stared in silence. "That is the original memory core. The place where the destroyer was born and buried." They docked in silence. As the doors opened, a whisper passed through them again. Not words, a feeling. Grief. Like a god had cried once, and its sadness still echoed through time. Cole and Sira stepped inside, and as the door sealed, behind them, the stars outside blinked out one by one. The girl who chose humanity, the ancient ship, was silent. Cole and Sira stood side by side in the great hall, their footsteps echoing across the cold metal floor. Above them, the ceiling was made of black crystal. It showed no stars, only shifting lights like the thoughts of something dreaming far too long. The walls whispered, not with voices, but with memories. The ship wasn't a machine. It was a brain. It remembered everything. Cole touched one of the walls. It pulsed with light. A vision appeared. He saw himself, but not as a man, as a storm. He saw his shadow break across worlds, saw stars flicker and die in his name, saw armies kneel, not because they loved him, but because they feared what he had become. Cole stepped back, breathing hard. "This is a lie," he said. Sira shook her head. "No, this is what you were made to be, long before you were born, long before Earth." Cole clenched his fists. "I'm not that. You were," she said gently, "but you're not now." They moved deeper into the ship. At the center was a throne made of light. It was not empty. A figure sat on it, tall, not male or female, wrapped in a robe made of starlight. No face, no hands, only a presence. Cole's chest tightened. He didn't know why, but his knees almost gave out. The figure raised a hand. Not in welcome, but in judgment. Sira stepped in front of Cole. "We came to end this," she said. The figure spoke not with sound, but directly into their minds. "He is broken. He remembers nothing, but his echo still shakes the stars. He must sleep again." "No," Sira said. "He chooses now, not you. Choice is an illusion. He is a weapon, a tool of the first war. When he remembers, he will burn you too." Cole stepped forward, jaw tight. "I won't burn her," he said. The figure turned its faceless gaze toward him. "Prove it." The floor cracked. Sira screamed as a beam of light surrounded her. She floated upward, locked in stasis. Her body began to change. Her veins glowed. Her marks pulsed faster. The memory in her blood was being pulled out, forced open. "Stop," Cole shouted. "If she carries your memory, she carries your war." Cole fell to his knees. His head was filled with pain, with images of destruction, fire, screams, a galaxy turning to ash. And in every vision, he stood in the center, eyes empty, hands dripping with power. "I'm not him," Cole whispered. "I'm not him anymore." The figure said nothing. Sira reached out from the light. "You are more than what you were," she said. "You chose me. Now choose yourself." Something shifted. Cole stood. His chest burned. Not with rage, with memory. Not just the destroyer's, his own. His first moment of kindness. His first laugh. The way Sira's hand trembled when he gave her water. The way she looked at him like he was worth saving. He remembered love. And in that moment, the throne flickered. The figure leaned back. "What are you doing?" Cole walked forward. "Choosing." The ship began to shake. Sira dropped from the beam. Cole caught her. The figure rose from the throne. Its robe turned black. Its voice cracked the walls. "You would break the cycle? You would risk everything. For her?" Cole held Sira tightly. "Yes? Then fall together." The throne exploded. Light poured through the hall. The ship began to collapse. But Cole and Sira did not run. They stood in the center. Sira pressed her forehead to Cole's. "Thank you," she whispered. And then, the light consumed them, but they did not die. They became something else. The memory did not erase them. It merged with them. Relearned kindness. Relearned choice. Relearned humanity. Days later, across the galaxy, strange signals stopped. Ancient, machines powered down, weapons refused to fire. On Earth, in alien systems, in forgotten corners of space, silence fell. Not a silence of fear, but peace. A signal spread quietly. Not of war, but of one story. The story of an alien girl who was left to die, and the human who knelt beside her and chose not to leave.